Breakfast Sports Show, weekdays, Monday to Friday, 7:30 a.m. to 8 a.m. Super Breakfast Sports, thrilling, captivating, and electrifying.
Hello, good morning. Welcome to this wonderful edition of Super Breakfast Sports with me, Mary J, on your number one family lifestyle talk and urban radio, Super 93.3 FM, Port Harcourt. Today is Wednesday, the 27th day of July, 2022. On the show today, we'll be looking at the top teams in European club football and the chances of challenging for owners in the coming season. For those who don't know, it's just about 9 days till the start of the Premier League, the French Ligue 1, and the German Bundesliga seasons for 2022-2023. Meanwhile, the FA Community Shield takes place as soon as this weekend. So we're almost there, guys. We're almost there. Just a few days more, and the start of the top leagues in Europe will begin. We'll be speaking to Kelechi Clifford on the show this morning, relying on his fine analysis to get us up to speed with the topic for discussion this morning. As always, we're looking forward to hearing from you as well. And we're asking you this morning, which European clubs are most likely to win a trophy next season? Now, there's been a lot of activity in the transfer market, top teams trying to bolster the sides. Which of these teams going into the season, like I said, Community Shield this weekend, 9 days to the start of the Premier League. Going into the new season, which teams do you think have a better chance of getting at least one trophy? Let us know what you think by heading to our Facebook page at Super FMPH, where we're live streaming, to drop your comments. You can also, drop your comments on our Twitter at Super FM933 and on Instagram as well, Super FM93.3. You can also get in touch with us when we throw the phone lines open and drop comments on our WhatsApp page. Without wasting any more time, vamos. Once again, good morning to you. Welcome to Super Breakfast Sports. And we'll kick off today's program talking about some football as it concerns Nigeria. Now, as reactions continue to trail the performance of Nigeria's Super Falcons at the just concluded WAFCON 2022 tournament in Morocco, sports journalist Queen John has lent her voice to find reasons as to why the Super Falcons failed to reach their target of a 10th WAFCON title. In a chat with Super FM, Queen John, who worked as an international TV commentator covering the entire WAFCON 2022 tournament, rated the 2022 Women's Africa Cup of Nations as one of the worst outings by the Super Falcons.
It's one of our worst outings in the history of the Women's AFCON. The last time we finished fourth was in 2012, and immediately after that, the coach at that time, Kadri Kana, was sacked.
She believes that despite the failure to emerge winners of the tournament, the Super Falcons still boasted the best quality in the teams in terms of talent on display.
This is Super Falcons, the top team in Africa, the best team in Africa. We are still the African queens. We still had that edge over other teams. I still feel we still had the best of players, player to player, against other teams. Collectively, we still had it, but we just didn't have a coach that would have taken us to that promised land.
She, however, blamed the poor outing on head coach Randy Waldrum's inability to guide the team to the title, stating that seeing his failure to get any medal at the 12th edition of the WAFCON, it might be time for the Nigeria Football Federation, the NFF, to let go of Randy Waldrum.
Should Randy continue as coach? I think he doesn't deserve to continue, because if you cannot win the AFCON for the Super Falcons, then why are you here? It's not enough to pick the World Cup ticket. You have to win it. Yes, I know that others are there to win it, but even at that, I don't think Randy is the man for it. But if you want to say continuity, what exactly are we going to do at the World Cup? What exactly is he going to do for us at the World Cup, really?
She insisted that based on history, the Nigerian Football Federation should rather look to our indigenous coaches to lead the most decorated women's football team in Africa.
I would just think that we should come back to our indigenous coaches. Going by the history, our indigenous coaches have done very, very well. Why shouldn't we give Omagwemi a second chance? I feel Omagwemi can have a second chance with the Super Falcons again. She has proved again that she's a very good coach. And we saw that in 2016. Why shouldn't we give some other coaches that have played the Super Falcons before, or other coaches that are indigenous coaches in the league?
Now, ahead of the Nigerian Football Federation, the NFF elections, former Super Eagles striker Jonathan Akpobore has vowed to bring total transparency into Nigeria's football if elected president. The former Super Eagles striker is one of the ex-players who have shown interest in becoming the new NFF boss. Now, while speaking in an interview on Tuesday, the former VfB Stuttgart striker said that it is through transparency that Nigerian football can be taken to the next level, stating that football in Nigeria needs to be transparent for everyone to see. Recall that the tenure of the current NFF executives will expire in September 2022, and many aspirants, including ex-internationals, are already eyeing the position of the NFF president. Now, still talking about matters relating to Nigerian football, the Federal Republic of Nigeria and the Republic of Benin are likely to co-host the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations. This is according to Nigerian Football Federation NFF President Amaju Pinnick. Guinea have been awarded the hosting rights for the 2025 AFCON. However, the NFF boss has disclosed that CAF is on course to withdraw the hosting right from the West African country. With that in the pipeline, Nigeria is working on a bid to host Africa's most glamorous football showpiece with the fellow West Africans, Benin. According to CompleteSports.com, Amaju Pinnick told the media, quote, "We are putting a bid together for a co-hosting of the tournament with the Benin Republic. The Minister of Sports has given his endorsement on the bidding. There are many countries bidding for the competition. We are confident of getting the nod from CAF. We are working with the Ministry of Sports to ensure that Nigeria gets the hosting right." End of quote. Since the inception of the African Football Fiesta, Nigeria have hosted the rest of the continent on two occasions, first in 1980 and then as co-host with Ghana in the year 2000. Should CAF approve this hosting rights, it will mean that Benin would be welcoming the rest of Africa for the first time in the country's history. The Squirrels have participated in AFCON on 4 occasions since their debut at Tunisia 2004, with their best finish a quarterfinal finish at the 2019 edition staged in Egypt. Now to some athletics story. American sprint hurdler Kendra Harrison has congratulated her Nigerian counterpart Tobi Amusa for breaking a 6-year-old world record. Amusa ran 12.12 seconds at the final stage of the just-ended 18th World Athletics Championships in Eugene, Oregon, United States of America, to set a new all-time best mark for the women's 100-meter hurdles. The 25-year-old Nigerian has in the process become the first Nigerian man or woman to set a record en route to making further history as the first to win a world title after running a wind-aided 12.06 seconds in the final to win the race. Speaking via her official Twitter handle, Harrison said, and I quote, "Congrats to Tobi Amusa. Records are meant to be broken, and you smashed mine." Indeed, Tobi Amusa smashed that record. Now, following the historic record-breaking feat of Nigerian sensation Oluwatobiloba Amusa at the 2022 World Athletics Championships in Eugene, Oregon, United States of America, Nigerians all over the world have continued to heap praises on the 25-year-old sprint hurdler. Speaking to Super FM, sports journalist Okigbo Ijoma hailed the world record 12.12 seconds achieved by Amusa in the semi-final of the women's 200-meter hurdles and eventual gold medal performance in the final of the event as incredible and an inspiration to many Nigerians. And also, in view of the event in Eugene, Oregon, Mrs. Okigbo reiterated that Nigeria is blessed with talents and great potential in sports, but questioned the role played by Nigerian sports administrators in identifying and nurturing these talents.
We have great potentials when it comes to Nigerian athletics. We don't lack talent in Nigeria. Our problem is how are we grooming these talents to become, champions tomorrow. We've seen great talent in Esebrumi, Ruth Soro, Vivo Fili, Joy De Gabriel, and a lot of them. But the thing is, back home in Nigeria, what are we doing? Are there facilities? Are there training programs for these athletes? What about administrative level? How much is the administrative arm, doing to ensure that these players are really monitored, these players are really nurtured to get the best of them?
She explained that the majority of athletes who have produced performances worthy of adulation are athletes who have been nurtured outside the shores of Nigeria, while also x-raying the efforts made by the Nigerian sports administrators in identifying talents around the country.
Most of the athletes who do so well for us at the moment now are based abroad, and it's because they are based abroad that they really have those opportunities to train, to compete in a good facility, to compete on a better track, to compete with other talents from across the globe. So how much are we doing back home in Nigeria? How can we pick somebody who is from Kogi, someone who is in one village in Rivers or so, to be able to come up and be like Isibrume or Tobi Amusan or Blessing or Kabari?
She, however, urged the Athletics Federation of Nigeria, the AFN, to shun the political bickering and infighting and rather shift their attention to the athletes.
We should be able to go back to the drawing board. We should be able to go back to the grassroots, especially for the Athletics Federation of Nigeria, to really do the needful, shun all these politics of this and that, and to just really concentrate and focus on the athletes themselves, because they are the ones who bring glory to Nigeria. They are the ones who bring glory to the AFN, for people to see that, yes, the AFN is working and Nigeria sports is really growing. So I think that the focus have to go back to the athletes.
One more story before we head on for our big discussion this morning with Kelechi Clifford, who's standing by to get us through the ride. And still in athletics, the World Anti-Doping Agency, WADA, has signed an initial 4-year agreement with the Commonwealth Games Federation, the CGF, to collaborate on anti-doping. Now, WADA said the deal, which was signed at the CGF General Assembly in Birmingham ahead of the Commonwealth Games, which kicks off from the 28th of July to the 8th of August, was to facilitate joint activities within member nations and to strengthen its anti-doping program. WADA chief Witold Banka said WADA recognizes the importance of partnerships in the pursuit of clean sport, and the MOU between WADA and the CGF will boost the anti-doping work already being carried out within the federation's member countries. On her part, CGF President Louis Martin said her organization had zero tolerance when it comes to doping in sport. And now for our big discussion this morning, let us connect with Kelechi Clifford to talk us through it. Good morning to you, Kelechi. Welcome to Super Breakfast Sports. Pleasure having you on the show.
Yeah, good morning to you, Mary J. Thank you for having me once again.
Now, we're talking about European football on the Breakfast Sports this morning. Well, it's transfer season. A lot of deals have been done. More deals maybe to be, to be carried out before the end of the transfer market. But for some of these top teams, the reason why they sign these players is basically to remain dominant, to continue to jostle for the honors, the titles up for grabs. And we have indeed a lot of those trophies up for grabs, especially for the teams from the Premier League. Why is it so important for these teams to end the season? If you go through a season without winning a trophy for the top teams, it's considered as a bad season, a poor season. Why is it so important to win trophies for the top teams?
Like you said, for a top team, so top teams compete for titles. Top teams want to always end the season on a high with trophies, and most times, most managers, that is what the goal is set for them. People like Pep Guardiola, the Antonio Conte, the Jurgen Klopp, these are coaches that always want to win something, and that's why the mentality rubs off on all of the players wherever they go to. And so it's important because sometimes it's the only way you can keep your job. Sometimes it's the only way you can feel alive as a manager. You have to keep competing for titles, unless you're a mid-table team where you just want to survive or you just want to battle relegation. So it's important. One thing I know for sure is that managers want to retain their job. Managers want to, be remembered for something, and that's why we have some of the great managers today. They're remembered for what they've achieved, the titles they won, and trophies that they've gotten for their teams. Sir Alex Ferguson, he'll always be remembered today as the greatest manager in Manchester United history because of what he did, and it's really difficult for United to maintain that. So that's just an example, and so it's important that trophies help you going. It's important that it helps you also to retain your job as a manager, and of course for players as well, you want to always win something, because when your career is over, you'll be remembered for the titles that you celebrated and not just maybe just playing regularly all through the season.
All right, and talking about trying to relate this with the transfer markets, some teams have done really good business. Some teams, according to what Liverpool manager Jurgen Klopp said, they're done with business, except any unforeseen injuries or players deciding to leave the club. They're done with business. Real Madrid boss Carlo Ancelotti also said the same. But does a good transfer market guarantee trophies at the end of the season?
Yeah, definitely. So a good transfer market is very important. We've seen managers bring in players that made a difference. I remember some 7-8 years ago when Jose brought in Diego Costa, and he called Cesc Fabregas on the phone and told him that I've gotten Diego. Once I get you, I'm going to win trophies. And so you have to identify the players you want for the new season. Of course, so many players you believe in, and you have to replace them. And so you have to replace them with good players. And that's why it's important for you to go to the transfer market to bring in players that are actually going to compete, actually going to be competition for the ones that were already there. I mean, if you look at Manchester City, they've lost 2 strikers, Aguero and, of course, Gabriel Jesus, but now they have Erling Haaland. So it's important to not just replace players or to bring in new players. You have to bring in good players, quality players that can actually help you compete and achieve your dream. Because at City, the goal is to always win. The goal is to always win every single game, and if possible, all the trophies available. And so that's why it's important that you bring in good players at every department to be able to compete.
All right, and I asked that question because, sometimes we see teams decide not to foray into the transfer market. I remember when Zinedine Zidane was at Real Madrid, at some point they never went into the transfer market but retained that Champions League trophy. And then we've seen teams go into the transfer market, like you've mentioned as well, when Jose Mourinho came to Chelsea, went transfer market, got good players and won the title. But we've also seen teams that have gone into the transfer market and not won trophies at the end of the day. But finally, for you, Kelechi, looking at the teams, looking at the transfer business done by the teams, the top teams in England, across Italy, Spain, and Germany as well as France. In England, particularly, we have a lot of trophies up for grabs. There's the Premier League, of course, which has been between Man City and Liverpool. Maybe one team will be able to crack that. I don't think so. Carabao Cup there, FA Cup there, the Champions League, then there's Europa League, and then there's the Conference League. A lot of trophies up for grabs. Which teams in the Premier League now do you think are most likely to end the season with at least one of these trophies?
Well, on paper, every single season, you always expect City to win everything if possible because they're a team that loves to compete for every trophy available. We've seen them dominate the Premier League in the last two seasons. We've seen them also dominate the Carabao Cup. It's just that they fell short last season. We've also seen them win the FA Cup as well. They always want to win something. But on paper right now, because of how impressive the transfer market has been for City, and of course, how well solid they are and complete every single season under Pep Guardiola, I think it's a given that City are definitely going to retain the Premier League. Of course, Liverpool, they lost Sadio Mane. Chelsea, they've not really been convincing in pre-season. Manchester United, there's still question marks as to if Erik ten Hag can actually hit the ground running. So for now, City, for me, is going to definitely win the Premier League on paper, and then also compete for the Carabao Cup. I mean, they're one of the dominant sides in that one as well. FA Cup as well. They will look to win it again. Champions League as well. Europa League, I would expect United to compete for the Europa League this season because of how impressive I've been with their preseason with Erik ten Hag. The Community Shield as well is definitely going to be City to win it. I think the absence of Sadio Mane is really turning on Liverpool, and it'll be interesting to see if they can actually cope without him when they play City on Saturday. And then for the Conference League, it's kind of like dicey because you have so many unknown teams want to compete for that one. So you can't really guess that one. But these are my predictions for the next season.
So you speak the Man City to win trophies, Manchester United to win trophies. You've left out Liverpool and Chelsea as well. No Tottenham was in there as well. But thank you so much for your thoughts this morning, Kelechi, on the program. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
All right, so guys, Kelechi has given us his thoughts, and interestingly, he picked Manchester City. From the way he spoke, if we let him, he would give Manchester City the whole trophies for the coming season, and you'd understand why. A really strong squad, really good signings to shore off any weaknesses in that squad. So Man City, he's picked Man City, he's picked Manchester United for the UEFA Europa League. Hopefully, Cristiano Ronaldo ends with that medal at the end of the season because I think he's going to remain at the club. But he left out Chelsea, understandably so. They don't look like a side that could win trophies this season. But we have a lot of comments on our Facebook saying Chelsea, Chelsea, Chelsea. So we'll start off with our Facebook comments. Our first one from Noale Befi. Of course, we're live streaming at Super FM page on Facebook, so you can head on there to drop your comments while the program still lasts. On Facebook, we have Noale Befi saying, to me, it's too early to start prediction which club will win trophies. Remember, this is a World Cup here. Anything can happen. Well, I don't think it's too early. In just 3 days' time, we'll have a first trophy, the FA Community Shield. This weekend on Saturday, Liverpool versus Manchester City. So that's how close we are to the start of getting hands-on trophies for the teams. Now, let me call out the phone line so that you can start putting your phone calls through to us. 0705 079 1021 and 0811 743 1021. 1021. Good morning to you. Welcome to Super Breakfast. Oh, lost that one. Get back to us if you can. That's 0705 079 1021 and 0811 743 1021. Which teams do you think are most likely to end the coming season with at least one trophy? Be it the Carabao Cup, the FA Cup, the Community Shield, the Premier League, Champions League, Europa League, Conference League, at least one trophy. Good morning. Welcome to Super Breakfast Sports.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning to you.
My name is Coach Arsenal.
Coach Arsenal, go ahead.
I think I will agree with Adam because Man City not only made this other big signing by Liverpool and Arsenal. Even Tottenham have also shown a very big on winning something this season. So the Premier League will be decided by Man City. If they call, Arsenal may go for it. Carling Cup may be for Liverpool. And then the Champions League, Liverpool is going to make a very good statement.
Okay.
Then for signing, I see PSG decide all the time. They're not able to win the Champions League. We have seen Bayern Munich making a lot of signing. They're not able to, even Juventus for the last 2 seasons. They also have been signing. So signing does not actually bring you, trophies. Trophies. How you able to coordinate those players? How you able to manage their dressing room? And how you able to manage the matches that is before you and after you? Those are the one factor. And you're able to keep your players fit across all the teams. Can able to win trophies. But if you start 100 players and they are not fit, you cannot use them to win any competition.
All right. Thank you so much, Coach Arsenal, for your thoughts. Good morning to you. Welcome to Super Breakfast Sports.
Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Desire. Hello from Transformation.
Welcome to the show. Go ahead.
Yes. This club you are following because you have their reinforcement. I agree with you, but there will be so much challenge. So much challenge in the English Premier League, more especially.
Okay.
Because with the way I see them play in the Premier and the Championship, you will know that it will not be easy for Man City and Liverpool.
Okay.
Because if you watch what Liverpool played last, outside money, you will know that they are still lacking a striker that is just through. You understand me?
Yes.
I also watch Man City. Yes, I watch Man City. Half one. I've never seen him. English Premier League is a very special league.
So which teams do you think can win trophies? Yeah.
It is between Man City and Arsenal. Because Arsenal will play football this season.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much, Zay. Love the optimism. Thank you so much. Lost that. Get back to us if you can. Also, so now going back to our Facebook page, Chidi Ike says, 3 clubs that will not go trophyless this season. Three clubs that will not go trophyless, and it's mentioned PSG, Bayern Munich, and Manchester City. Thank you, Chidi, for your thoughts. It's Goodness on Facebook says, Chelsea, of course. The odds might not favor them, but then it's Chelsea we're talking about here. Really interesting to see how that one plays out for the coming season. Good morning to you. Welcome to Super Breakfast Sports.
Morning, my brother.
Good morning to you.
The Liverpool touchline.
Liverpool touchline. Go ahead.
My brother, I see Man City, and after that Liverpool will struggle with a Premier League.
Okay.
I believe either between Liverpool and Man City. But I believe two of them, at least one point, one of them will use and carry champions Premier League. Only just 1 point. But I want to ask, is the Liverpool coach done to signing players?
No. According to what Jurgen Klopp said, transfer business for Liverpool is done unless a player leaves or unless there is a bad injury to any player. So Liverpool tentatively done for this transfer market. Good morning to you. Welcome to Super Breakfast Sports.
Good morning to you, my sports chief.
Good morning, the real gift.
Thank you very much. My sports chief, no vex, I beg. Community Shield, na trophy on a tray.
Yeah, it's a trophy.
It's a trophy.
Yeah, it doesn't matter the shape.
That is not the shape doesn't matter. Trophy, na trophy.
Yeah, it's a trophy. I didn't say cup, trophy.
Logically, according to, or technically, according to you.
Yeah.
Well, let me go with you, but because before now, we know they count Community Shield as trophy now. I don't know who winner will make and I don't change that to trophy. Well, my sports chief, you see, if your chick is not on the other side of the road, it will be very wrong for you to tell me, we stand near you, say foul don't cross or your foul did the other side already. You understand my point?
Yes.
Yes, a good one. Man City, well, is very squad in depth and what have you. So is it possible for the rain to fall after which this color of the sky will change to red?
No.
Thank you very much. So whether, like I've told you before, we don't use the outcome of the morning market to conclude how the day's market will look like.
Okay.
Definitely, for this season, Chelsea must lift at least 1.5 trophies. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you so much, Ryogi, for your thoughts. And final caller on the show. Good morning to you. Welcome to Super Breakfast Sports.
Good morning.
Good morning to you.
I'm from Port Harcourt.
Ifeanyi, you go ahead.
And the question you asked, I wonder why some persons are dropping Tottenham Hotspur because of Anthony Conte. That man is some kind of coach that I prefer it if he was the person that took up the job at Manchester United. But I got it went the way it went. Still Tottenham. I'm putting Tottenham in the mix. They will win one trophy this season.
All right.
Man City, Liverpool, and I'll involve my club, Manchester United. I hope they will get one trophy, even if it is the Carabao Cup.
All right. Thank you so much for your thoughts, and I agree with you. Tottenham should not be overlooked. On deck on Facebook says Chelsea. Bori Victor Cabolo Barry says Chelsea. Thank God, Victor. On Facebook says Man City. And as we begin to wrap up the show, Lushola James has outlined a lot of teams to win trophies this season. He said, without mincing words, the underlisted teams will definitely win trophies. He's mentioned Bayern Munich. He said, we'll win 3 trophies. PSG will win 2. Man City, 2. Real Madrid, 2. Liverpool, 2. Barcelona, Juventus, AC Milan, Man United, and Arsenal will all win trophies as well. So thank you so much, guys, for your thoughts. Thank you for your comments. We've run out of time on the show, sadly. We'll be back by 5 p.m. to talk about all things sports, especially all things football on Sports Traffic here on Super 93.3 FM Port Harcourt. In the meantime, before I let you go, I'd like to implore you to do business with us on Super FM. You can visit us at our marketing office at number 56 Agri Road by Sokoto Junction here in Port Harcourt, or call our marketing line on 0915 729 0709. Talking about marketing today, special day for us here on Super FM Port Harcourt, because it's the birthday of our head of marketing, Mr. Olalekan Alabi. So congratulations to you. Happy birthday to you, sir. Many, many more happy returns. That's how we wrap up the show on the Breakfast Sports this morning. Thank you so much for being a part. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for putting your phone calls through to us, or at least attempting to do so. There were a lot of them we could not take. And also dropping your comments, leaving comments for us on our Facebook. Go ahead and follow us on our social media at Super FM page on Facebook, on Twitter at Super FM 933, and on Instagram at Super FM 93.3. There are a lot of program coming your way, exciting programs coming your way on this wonderful Wednesday here on Super 93.3 FM Port Harcourt, Nigeria's #1 family lifestyle talk and urban radio station.
Everyone needs a superhero.
You've heard about it. It's real.
It is. It's Super FM, Nigeria's #1 family lifestyle talk and urban radio station.
We are Super FM.